Raffles, would you mind telling me what you find so fascinating about back copies of the Morning Post?
Don't know yet.
You mean you're cutting out pieces of them without knowing what you're looking for?
That's right.
People might think your behavior irrational. Absurd?
I suppose they might.
Not put too fine a point on it, balmy.
Do you think I'm balmy?
No, I know you're not balmy.
Good.
I just think your behavior's balmy unless you can give me a rational explanation for it.
Well, it's a long story, Bunny, but the reason for my research work with the Morning Post is for Inspector Mackenzie's benefit, although he doesn't know it yet.
You haven't told him?
I haven't told him because there's nothing to tell him.
And this little pile?
Can go straight in the Albany dustbins.
Who's that, Inspector Mackenzie?
Well, whoever it is, you better let him in, Bunny.
Yes.
Is Mr. Raffles at home?
Yes?
And not too tired after his doings last night?
What?
Were you with him last night?
Yes, I was.
Till what hour?
You'd better ask Mr. Raffles.
Aye, I will.
My
Mr. Raffles.
dear Inspector, how lovely to see you again, and so soon.
It is soon, I agree.
I hope it doesn't mean that there's been another unfortunate occurrence.
It means just that.
I hope at least it doesn't mean that you suspect me.
Mr. Raffles, where were you last night?
Oh, dear. I went to a music hall with my friend, Mr. Manders.
Yes.
And afterwards?
The music hall finished at about 11. We went and had some supper at Gatti's. We walked back here. I was in bed, I suppose, by about 1 o'clock. I slept till 7:30 this morning. There, are you satisfied?
Have you any witnesses as to your whereabouts between the time of 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock?
This morning?
Aye.
No, I have not. Have you?
My whereabouts are not in question, sir.
Well, why not? Or anybody's come to that as much as mine.
I believe you're acquainted with the Duke and Duchess of Dorchester.
I have been their guest on one occasion.
But
But I was not invited to their costume ball last night.
I said nothing about a costume ball.
Everyone knows they gave one last night. The press have talked of nothing else for a week. Ah, I suppose the Dorchesters lost, what, their historic diamonds?
Aye, they did.
Inspector Mackenzie, I am not a thief. If I were one, which I am not, I would consider it a disgraceful abuse of hospitality to steal from my hosts. It is not playing the game.
You think so?
I would refuse to do it if I were a thief, which I am not.
But you would not refuse to climb into the Dorchester's house in the middle of the night using a rope ladder.
Did you find a rope ladder?
Tied to a bedroom balcony. Would you like to have it back?
Not necessarily proof that the burglar came from outside the house.
I think it's a pretty fair indication.
He may have put it there to make you think he came from outside the house.
Well, I will be so foolish as to follow my own line of thought until its possibilities are exhausted.
I can't stop you making an idiot of yourself.
No, sir, you cannot.
Every single burglary he's committed, this man has left something, a rope ladder behind, to make it look like an outside job. Just remember I told you.
And you remember, Mr. Raffles, that I have by no means exhausted all the possibilities.
Inspector, could you possibly put these in the dustbins on your way out?
No, I could not. Good day, sir.
Good day. Nice to see you. Do come again.
Yeah. He was in a bad temper.
Well, nobody likes being told he's a fool.
No.
And he is a fool. A silly fool.
Raffles rope ladders don't have to be a sign that the burglar didn't use them.
He is a fool because he's got it into his thick head that all of these society burglaries were done by me, and he won't look further than that.
Well, you must admit they are rather in your style.
Are they?
Thefts of jewels, particularly diamonds, your style.
Yes.
Noble and wealthy victims, your style.
Yes, I suppose.
A certain wit and ingenuity in the burgling, such as you've always prided yourself on.
All right, I agree with you.
And the fact that the burglar has shown the police a clean pair of heels every
He
time.
hasn't even shown them that.
It's very much in your style.
All right, he is following in a great tradition. He could sign his crimes School of Raffles. The consequence is Mackenzie thinks it's me.
Of course.
But it's a bally nuisance and it's got to stop. We've got to stop it. Will you stop it?
How?
In the first place, we have to find out who the thief is.
It's easier said than done.
Ah, set a thief to catch a thief, eh?
And what then? Hand him over to Mackenzie?
Perhaps offer him a partnership?
A partnership?
A silent partnership.
Well, first catch your thief.
Funny. Would you pour me a glass of Scotch whiskey, please, as an aid to concentration?
A pleasure.
Do you know, I'm always amazed to think that whiskey and Mackenzie come from the same country. The one so splendidly life-giving, the other... I've got it.
Got what?
Him.
Who?
The thief.
Not possible. You mean you've done in 20 minutes what Scotland Yard has failed to do in a month?
It is a process of elimination, hence the press cuttings. I have here a fairly complete list of all the people who were at the various functions under cover of which these different little jobs were brought off. Here's the Dorchester do, the Kenworthy charity ball, the Mowbray wedding, and so forth.
I imagine it was much the same mob at all of them.
No, but not all. Exclude the rich, the aged, and the feminine gender, and we are left with one likely name.
Whose?
Lord Ernest Belville.
What? The rational drink fanatic?
Yes.
The chap who believes the only way to national salvation is by everyone drinking soda water without any scotch?
The very same.
G.R. Peabody, the Westminster Gazette. Yes, send him up.
He's come up already, sir.
In that case, send him in.
Yes, sir. It's the first on the left, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Peabody,
Yes.
how'd you do?
How do you do, Lord Ernest? It's very good of you to see me.
Anything to advance the cause. Were you at the meeting tonight?
Yes, it was. Yes, and I
Yeah.
took your leaflets.
And then I can rely on you to report my cause aright.
Oh, you can indeed, Lord Ernest. May I say that I am one of your warmest supporters?
Are you? Good. I'll not insult you by offering you a drink.
Oh, no, I wouldn't dream of touching it, sir.
Just done.
Oh, thank you very much.
Can't take your hat off.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, I'm very well up on your topic, Lord Ernest. What we wondered was, could I possibly get some more personal details about you? We don't seem to have much in our files.
That's probably because I spent so much time abroad.
Oh, abroad, eh? Oh.
Yeah. Texas, Fiji, Australia.
Texas, eh?
Uh-huh.
Were you were you a cowboy?
Among other things.
Oh, really? What other things, Lord Ernest?
Oh, I turned my hand to most things in my time.
Oh, excuse me interrupting. Would you mind, sir, if I smoke?
Not in the least.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, perhaps you'd care to join me, sir?
Tell you what. Have one of my Sullivans.
Oh, Sullivan's, eh? Oh, very nice. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Oh, gracious. I'm sorry, Lord Ernest. Oh, that was clumsy of me. Don't worry, no, I'll have it all cleared up in a second. Oh, good gracious. I'm sorry, you were saying, sir, you tried your hand at just about anything. I take it you mean to imply that you'd try your hand at anything legal and above board in the effort to earn an honest living?
What did he say to that?
Oh, hang what he said to that. The thing is, he's going to be at the Kirk Leatham's tonight.
Well,
The Dowager Lady Kirk Leatham has diamonds as big as beans and likes to have them all on and goes to bed early because she's not so young and happens to be in town.
and the villain means to get them from her.
And I need to get them from the villain.
Are you really going to offer him a partnership?
Well, I suppose you could call it that if you wanted to.
Or do you mean...
I simply mean it seems such a shame to be suspected by Scotland Yard of all these robberies and get nothing out of it. It seems wrong. I'll say, young man. Lord Ernest wants us to wait for him in his flat. Will you remember me, Mr. Peabody?
Yes, I remember you, sir.
I was here the other day.
Yes, I remember. You gave me half a crown.
What a very good memory you have.
Thank you, sir. Would you like to go in, sir?
Thank you very much. What a good idea, then, having the key, so they can come in and clean for him when he's out. I might try the same system myself at the Albany.
Has its disadvantages.
Come on, Bunny. The second one. Switch on the light. Oh. What, you mean the cleaners might come across the swag? I said money. Suppose he keeps his swag at the bank. By Jove, there's an idea for him.
But it's more likely to be still here. Now, what do you think? Somewhere obvious or somewhere well hidden?
Perhaps tricky. He looks like a tricky sort of a customer.
Look, supposing he's got rid of it.
No, I'm pretty sure he hasn't. Stuff like that, my fence would have heard some whisper of it. No. It's all lying low somewhere. My guess is that he intends to take it back to Australia. Or Texas with him. Easy to get rid of there and people wouldn't ask any questions. Oh, look. Chippendale. Ah, of sorts. Hey, Bunny. Yes, not genuine, of course, but where can you get genuine Chippendale now? And who knows it when they see it? So everything is good looking and useful and good cabinet making. It's good enough for me.
Are you proposing to search the whole place?
If necessary, yes.
Don't you think we ought to bolt the front door?
If Lord Ernest finds his own front door bolted against him, he'll raise Cain. And the police, too, I should think. No. We must let him come in.
And find us?
All I need is one word with him, and he won't be any trouble.
What time do you think he'll be back?
Well, I don't fancy he's a dancing man, and we know he's not a drinking man. I should think he'd be bored by about midnight, make his adieus by about 1:30.
Servants on the door will tell him we're up here.
Ah, maybe not. A new staff comes on at midnight. I found that out.
You can't depend on it.
I don't. But if Lord Ernest is the man I think he is, he'll certainly want to know what Mr. Peabody of the Westminster Gazette is doing in his rooms before he telephones to the police. And then I say my word to him.
What word?
The word a thief likes to hear least of all. Well, it's probably not in here. Come on, Bunny, let's try the bedroom.
You haven't looked up the chimney.
Which the servants keep swept for him? I think not. Come on. No, there is only the bedroom and the bathroom. There's no kitchen and no servants' room. Neither of them is necessary.
How do you know?
I thought of coming here once myself.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, I don't know. They're rather snug. Come on. Don't switch it off, you fool! We don't want the servants to see it down below.
They know we're here.
We're supposed to be in the other room, not in this one. It's better. We don't want them telling Lord Ernest we're in the bedroom, or he'll know what we're looking for.
Sorry, Raffles.
Switch on now. Ah. This is the room, all right.
Why?
Look at that big bolt on the door. He's had that put on, and there's an iron ladder outside the window in case of fire. Way of escape ready against the hour of need. He's a better man than I thought him, Bunny. But you can bet your bottom dollar, if there's any boodle in this flat, it'll be in this room. Now, where?
Where?
I swear he doesn't keep it in the bank. I am not mistaken in my man.
Well, you could be mistaken as easily as anybody.
What?
I mean, you could be mistaken.
What?
I'm sorry, Raffles. I didn't mean...
So what did you mean?
Nothing at all.
These aren't heavy enough for their size. I'll take an oath they're not the same weight.
What?
This one. It's lighter.
Do you think...
Shh. No sound, but all the same. Hold that on, Bunny. Now, let me see if I can... Hold that end. That looks like it might turn. Ah, as I suspected. Nothing. Let's try this one. It's just as fast. He's a better man than I thought him, Bunny, and he's hit on a better dodge of its kind than I ever did. It's a pity... Hold it. It's a pity he didn't think of making them weigh evenly. No, it's even tighter. Then I'd never have got it. Yes. Now, let's see... Oh! Francis! Luke! Nay! Bunny, put them back where we found them.
Good stuff, eh?
Good stuff. Have you no poetry in your soul? Does the richness of the English language mean nothing to you? Is that the best you could do? Good stuff.
Well, I speak like a normal chap so people can understand. Everyone knows what good stuff means. It means good stuff.
This is superlative stuff. Bunny, it's the best ever. Come here, come here. The Dorchester Dance. Been in the family since Tudor times. The Kenworthy, second only to the Dorchester, and here are the Mowbray pearls which Lady May wore at her wedding.
Phew. I'm sorry, that's rather a commonplace way of putting it.
No, I agree with you. Phew. Step.
Good evening, Mr. Peabody. I see you've been getting some more personal details for your newspaper.
I'm not from a newspaper, Lord Ernest. I'm from the police. And I have a warrant for your arrest.
Arrest? Do you care for a drink? Feel like a whiskey and soda myself. Your health.
And yours, Lord Ernest? That was all eyewash about rational drink, was it, eh?
Of course.
We've suspected as much for some time now.
Why, may I ask?
You don't look like a man what denies yourself any of the pleasures of life.
No. Speaking of which, how'd you class yourself at resisting temptation?
Beg your pardon?
I wondered whether you and your colleague were by any chance open to, shall we say, bribery.
In what form?
In the form of a diamond necklace or two?
Diamond necklace?
You have just scooped up and put into your overcoat pockets a small fortune in jewelry. No, a large fortune. I'm suggesting that you keep some of it for yourselves as a reward for not arresting me. I don't know what story you care to tell your superiors. Simplest is always best. You simply didn't find anything in the flat. I simply didn't come back here. I'll guarantee to leave the country on the first boat train in the morning.
You are suggesting bribery.
If you don't like the word, call it partnership.
What do you think, Bill? Bill!
Well, I don't know. Ted.
Well, I think we'd better keep a very close eye on you in case you get up to any more of your little tricks. Have you finished your drink, my lord?
You're not on for a partnership. Pity.
Pity for you, my lord.
Have no fear. The Kirkleatham diamonds. Better add them to your collection. And they could have been yours if you'd gone into partnership with me, worth £50,000.
If you wouldn't mind being so good as to come along with us, my lord.
Well, give me a few moments to put some things together. A pair of pajamas and a toothbrush, don't you know?
Can't give you long. For you've got 2 minutes while I go downstairs and call a cab for us. You better be ready by then.
As you say.
Now stand still. Come here, Bill. Take this to cover him.
Well, I'll go for the
No,
camera.
no. Bill, stay where you are. Cover him till I get back. All right?
He was incorruptible as your colleague.
You don't corrupt me.
Odd. I thought you seemed to be rather more of a gentleman. Whoops. And gentlemen are always open to corruption. Come into the bedroom. I'll lead the way, if I may. Well, I suppose the game's up. I'd better come quietly.
You'd be well advised to.
Oh, don't worry. I shan't try any more little tricks. I don't know any.
They wouldn't do you any good.
Well, they might help me to avoid 10 years in jail. If that's call that doing me good.
It's a matter of where you stand.
Exactly.
Is he gone?
Yes. Yes, he's gone.
Oh, I've let you down again.
Yes. It all worked out marvelously.
What?
Well, I hoped you'd take a bribe. But it was simpler the way it was, and certainly more convincing. That crack on the head was no joke.
No, I agree. But you wanted him to get away?
My dear Bunny, what on earth would we have done with him if he hadn't?
Oh, yes, I see.
I just went and stood in the lift till I reckoned he'd done it.
What, cracked me on the head?
Or bribed you, or whatever, and then got away by his escape route. Yes. He's a tip-top cat burglar. He's nearly as good as me.
His score is more than you made in the whole of your life.
Not now, it isn't.
And how long do you think you're going to keep them?
And who's going to stop me keeping them as long as I like?
Lord Ernest isn't going to go on believing you're the police forever.
Come on, Bunny. Let's be on our way. Turn off the light. Lord Ernest is going to make a bolt for the boat train. He will be halfway across France before he tumbles to it that we are not the police. What's he going to do then? Complain to Scotland Yard?
I only wish I were as confident as you are, Raffles.
Listen, it's all worked out ideally well, apart from your getting that crack on the head. Turn off the light in the sitting room. Come on. We'll go back to the Albany and we will have a small... No! We'll have a large, a very large celebration. Come on.
Scotland Yard. Can I speak to the officer in charge of the investigation into London jewel robberies? Now, I'm afraid I can't give you my name, but I have some information which I think will be of great interest to him.
Good morning, Becky.
Morning, Mr. Vader, sir.
Lovely morning.
Oh, that inspector's up there again, sir.
Oh,
Thought you might like to know.
yes. Thanks.
Are we getting any warmer, would you say, Mr. Raffles?
It is going to get as hot as hell for you, Mackenzie.
Oh, are you not enjoying it, then?
Just tell your men to be careful with the bindings of those books. They're valuable.
Check the bindings of his books. There might be something hidden in them.
Just a minute, sir.
I'm a friend of Mr. Raffles.
I'm sorry, sir. There's no going in there at the moment.
Why on earth not?
That's not for me to say, is it, sir? I'm just doing my duty.
I'm sorry, Bunny. They won't let you in.
Why not?
An Englishman's home is no longer his castle, so far as the police are concerned. Come back in an hour or so if you wish. I may not be here.
Oh, why would that be, Mr.
This
Raffles?
silly ass has got some idea into his head about arresting me as a jewel thief.
What absolute
Yes,
rot.
isn't it? I don't know where he had it from.
On the basis of information received.
On the basis of information received, he's making my life a perfect misery.
Well, can I do anything to help?
No, no one can do anything to help. It's past all helping. We must simply await the outcome.
The inevitable outcome.
As the inspector so cheerfully remarks.
Well, I'll walk round and come back in an hour if that's about right.
Yes, you do that.
Good luck, old chap.
Luck? What does luck have to do with it?
I don't know. Well, goodbye,
Yeah.
Raffles.
Oh, Bunny. Would you pop those letters and things on the hall stand in the post for me, please?
Sure.
I was going to do it myself, but then these Johnnies turned up, and I would like them to get there as soon as possible.
Right you are. Beckett?
Sir?
Have you ever heard of people in their right minds addressing parcels to themselves?
Not in their right minds.
No.
Not unless, for some reason, they didn't want to see a thing till tomorrow.
Ah! Yes! Yes!
And I thought and I thought. And it suddenly struck me I was being a self-deluding fool, just as big a fool as Mackenzie.
How?
Well, Mackenzie always believed that the burglar came from outside the house simply because there was always a rope ladder tied to a balcony or something like that.
But you thought that was a blind.
Yes.
You were right.
But now I was jumping to the conclusion that Lord Ernest had got away over the rooftops simply because the bedroom window was open and there was an iron ladder outside it. Supposing all the time he was hiding in the flat, listening to everything we said.
Oh, my blood runs cold at the thought.
Yes. I felt a tiny shiver myself. Well, you know me and my passion for detail, providing for every contingency. One possible contingency was that he might go to the police. Oh, not in person. An anonymous telephone call, I should think.
Not a very gentlemanly thing to do.
Damned ungentlemanly, if you ask me, but it certainly was a contingency that had to be provided for. So I parceled up the swag as small as possible into those two packages. And thank heavens I did.
I brought them back with me, by the way, rather than trust them to the post office.
Don't you believe in the probity of Her Majesty's postman? Shame on you, Bunny. Lie there, you gift from the gods. Now, Bunny, exercise your memory. What did we say that he might have overheard?
Well, we certainly said we weren't policemen.
Yes.
And I think I called you Raffles.
I fancy I called you Bunny.
And you may have mentioned going back to the Albany.
I may very well have. That's quite enough for Lord Ernest to revenge himself on us by tipping off the police.
Well, he may have been born a gentleman, but he certainly didn't behave like one.
Almost qualifies him as a sneak.
Wouldn't hesitate to describe him as one.
In my extreme childhood, we would have designated him as a telltale tit.
Tongue shall be slit.
Or even split.
An honest, manly criminal would have come straight to your place and done the honest, manly, decent, straightforward thing.
What's that?
Demanded that you hand back the swag to him. Or else.
Do you know, Bunny? I think that's exactly what Lord Ernest is likely to do.
What are we going to do?
We are going to have dinner. Go off home and change. While there's still time, I'll put away the baubles.
Do you mean you...
I think if I were Lord Ernest, I would at least go to the Albany to inquire whether or not Mr. Raffles was under arrest. And if the answer was not...
He'll come knocking at the door.
Yes. Well, if he does, we shall all go out to dinner together.
I'll cut along and change then.
Right. Romano's. 3/4 of an hour from now.
Right.
Good evening, Bunny.
Good evening.
Evening, Mr. Raffles.
all earnest. Do come in. I believe that's the way they serve it in Texas. Scotch whiskey with not too much soda, if I remember right.
It's perfectly right, thank you. Now, Mr. Raffles, or Mr. Peabody, if you prefer.
Well, I should explain. When I visit the rich and famous, I always make it a habit to fill my waistcoat pocket from the card tray. It is an immense help with any little temporary impersonation.
Yes, it is, see. But I take it your real name is Raffles.
It is.
And a relation of the chap who plays cricket?
The closest possible. I am he.
Oh! I beg your pardon.
Not at all.
You understand, I've been so much out of the country.
Yes, of course.
Well, I'm damned. The Raffles, the great A.J. Ah. Well. To explain to you my reasons for calling upon you.
Explanations are hardly needed.
Oh, really?
Unless you're going to attempt to explain your tipping off the police.
No?
You mean it would be beyond your powers?
Oh, I beg your pardon. You thought that a caddish trick, telephone in the yard?
Yes, I'm afraid I did.
So it was. I agree. I apologize.
Thank you.
My excuses. Imagine what my feelings were. I'd just been robbed of everything I possessed.
Yes, of course, I do understand.
Just couldn't let you get away with
So
it.
you telephoned to Scotland Yard?
Yes, I'm sorry. Of course, I realized it was not behaving like a gentleman.
I wasn't proposing to treat you like one.
But you will accept my apology.
Yes, certainly.
And treat me like one in the future.
I should be happy to do so.
Good. Glad we got that straight. Now, the big question is, what are we going to do with the loot?
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Who has the loot at the moment?
You have.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, it hardly seems a question of we.
Doesn't it?
Frankly, no.
Oh, I agree that possession is 9 points of the criminal law, but surely the 10th is when someone knows who's got it, he's in a position of peculiar power.
You mean he might, for instance, telephone Scotland Yard?
He might forget he was a gentleman.
I suppose he might.
I put it as a theoretical possibility.
Yes.
Which must be taken into consideration.
Must it?
Must.
Are you moving towards proposing some kind of a bargain?
Arrangement.
In the proportion of 9 to 1.
I like you, Raffles. There's a sort of dashing, swashbuckling, looking after your own interests that appeals to me. We're birds of a feather.
Are we?
Sportsmen both. You play cricket for England. I played poker in Texas. Could be a little more dangerous, I can tell you. Should we toss for it?
The loot?
Yeah.
Even chances?
Yes.
Giving up my 9 points of possession? No, thank you.
You must agree that I have a moral right to a share of it.
Moral?
Well, using the word in its broadest possible sense.
It's so broad that it becomes almost the contrary. But yes, you have an immoral right to some of it.
When you took it from me, H.A. Raffles, you had only one right. You had a gun and I had none.
I have no gun now.
Neither, of course, have I. Well, shall we cut a pack or toss for it?
Neither.
I agree. I've seen too many double-headed pennies in my time. And too many people who can make a pack of cards stand up and talk.
Yeah.
Well, what do you suggest?
Oh. I suggest I keep the swag. 100% of it. And you go on running to Inspector Mackenzie with your tales, which he'll very soon get fed up with if he's not fed up with them already. Oh, yes, and to hell with you.
I like your spirit.
Did you expect me to say anything different?
No? Do you expect me to run away without coming to see you?
No?
So neither of us is disappointed in the other one.
Will you have another drink before you go?
Yes, if you'll join me. I hate drinking alone.
Gladly, but then you really must go.
Must I?
I have to dine at Romano's.
I shall not keep you long.
I'm sorry to be such a bad host.
No. Thank you. I've no notion of going to the police. It's unethical, unsporting, and awfully unreliable. I mean, how could that inspector have managed not to find the loot when it must have been here all the time?
Yeah, if it is, he failed to look in the right place.
Whereas you... My dear fellow, I must congratulate you on your acuity. Do you know, I thought those Indian clubs an impregnable stronghold. But of course you had a better idea, a safer hiding place.
Your health, Lord Ernest.
And yours, Raffles. Now, I should not dream of going to the police. What I should dream of doing, what I should certainly do, is talk about you.
To whom?
Oh, in general, in society.
You mean tell lies about me?
Do you rather tell the truth?
No.
Got to be damned for a thief, or what would you rather be damned for?
You swine.
Do you think so? No, it's you who'd have the bad reputation. You know, in a month, there wouldn't be a hostess in Great Britain who'd dream of inviting you to anything, not even a charity bazaar. Society's a question of position, my dear boy. My position's a good one. And from mine, I can ruin yours.
Are you entirely lacking in principles?
I've always found it far more comfortable without them.
What would it take?
Not to ruin you?
Yes.
Money. Or its equivalent. Say the Kirk-Leatham diamonds.
The Kirk-Leatham diamond?
They were a great deal of trouble to steal in the first place.
There. Is that what you wanted?
Thank you. And the rest, if you'd be so kind.
That's enough for your share.
May I remind you that since they last changed hands, the positions are exactly reversed. You refused my offer to share them then, I refuse yours now.
Do you?
Come on, give them to me, and quick. Then you can go to your dinner and I can go to mine.
I feel most reluctant to give them to you.
And pray don't come out with any more of your hypocritical cant about morality. I stand by the morality that makes the world go round.
What's that?
The good old rule, the simple plan of let him take who hath the power and let him keep who can.
The morality of the bully and the blackguard?
Exactly so, hand them over.
I must think. May I have a cigarette?
By all means. And you a test cricketer. Put that rug down. Are you hoping to fly away on it? Put it down. That was a warning shot across your bows.
It's going to just warn me.
Perhaps foolish. You know, in Texas, they teach you not to hesitate in killing a man. They don't give you a second chance. Next one will hit you below the waterline. How do you fancy your chances in the next test with a couple of bullet holes in each leg, huh?
I believe you'd do it.
Don't doubt it. Yes, I see, very neat. That's a pity. Now I come to think of it, I have to kill you anyway.
Have you now?
Now you know who I am.
And you think I might be as big a blackguard as you?
Ah, no, but it's A risk I can't take.
Hello?
Bunny, it's Raffles. Get here as fast as you can. No. Don't go to Romana's. Come here.
Does it matter how I'm dressed?
No. Yes. Yes, evening dress.
Right.
It was his finger on the trigger, Bunny. I've never killed a man, but by God, I'd have had to do it if that gun hadn't gone off when it did. It was him or me. There's no doubt about that. He talked of having no principles. He was a sportsman in the end. He did what he'd been taught not to do in Texas. He gave me a second chance.
What are we going to do with him?
We've got to get him back to his flat.
A dead man?
Dead drunk.
What?
The apostle of rational drink has been swallowing spirits like a madman. And he just stinks of whiskey.
Are we drunk too?
You can be as sober and as virtuous as you please. You've just come in. But he and I have been going at the decanter, hammer and tongs. Come on, help me get him up. Lift money. That's it. And he, poor man, has a very weak head. Not to mention very weak legs. All right, buddy, let's go.
What's his name?
His name is Algernon.
Algie.
Yes. Now, we've got to get his cape on him. And we mustn't forget his hat and his cane. Now, come on, old boy. Pull yourself together. He's drunk. That's the trouble. Come on, make a little effort. It's only as far as the street, and we'll get your cab there.
Nice hansom to get you home in.
We'll look after you. You can depend on that. We'll take you home and tuck you up in bed. Bunny, bung him down on the stairs. Right. Come out here and grab his other shirt.
Oh, not time for bye-byes yet, Algie.
Keep your hat on. Right. Put his arm over your shoulder and your arm round his back. Let me know when you've got him and you're ready. Yes? Right, off we go. Come on, then. Hold up, Algie. What a disgrace yourself and fall down on a Beckett here.
Good evening, Mr. Raffles.
Evening, Beckett.
Your friend had too much to drink, has he?
Yes, a little too much of the lush.
Well, it's very normal. Young bloods. What else they got to do with their money?
Yes, what else indeed? He's been drinking in my rooms.
Oh, steady. How you go, sir?
Steady there, Algie.
Blimey. He's passed right out.
Yes, it's perfectly disgraceful, isn't it? I mean, we've got to get him home somehow.
Could I run out and get a cab for you, sir?
Oh, would you, Beckett?
Yeah, there's bound to be one near at hand.
Thank you very much.
So far, so good.
Let's hope it's all going to go like this.
Bunny, get over in his sagging. The knees, they just won't keep straight.
Well, wedge his knees. Come here.
Bring a lash, sir. One right outside.
Oh, jolly good, Beckett.
Evening, gentlemen. Need a bit of an hand?
Yes, please, if you would. Could you possibly get hold of him under the legs? I think that's probably the best way.
He's real gone, ain't he?
What? Oh, yes, the gonest man in London.
He's lucky to have two friends like you to see him home.
Yes, luckiest man alive, eh, Bunny?
Yes.
Hey, he's got blood on his shirt front.
What? Don't look at it, Algie. It'll only make you sick. It's nothing. He just fell over in the flat, knocked himself. He's all right.
You sure you don't ought to see a doctor, sir?
No, good Lord. He just needs to go straight home to bed. He'll be as right as rain in the morning.
All right, in the cab with him.
Jolly good. Bunny?
All right, got his
All
leg.
right, got him?
There we go.
Yes, steady as we go.
Go round.
Splendid. Jolly good. Bunny's hat. It's all right, I've got him. Right. Yes?
Yes, right.
Right, off we go again. Splendid.
Good luck, Mr. Raffles.
Thank you, Beckett. Come on, Bunny. Quick as you can. We get this right on. Shut the door. All right? I've left the damn keys in. Oh. Go on. Right. In the sitting room with him. This right here. Right. Over on the sofa, Bunny. Steady with him. Steady.
Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, we've done it.
We've got to arrange him first.
How?
Artistically, of course. Now then, now let's just think. He came home, having had so much to drink that he could hardly stand. He slumped down on the sofa. He was seized by a drunken fit of remorse when he thought about his past life. He stared at the Kirkleatham diamonds. Evidence of his latest misdeeds. He drew his revolver, and because his hand was so unsteady, and he couldn't be sure enough of shooting himself in the head, he shot himself in the heart. Bang! All right? Perfect. Let's go. No, switch it on. Nobody shoots themselves in the dark.
Sorry.
To the left. One of the other flats, maybe.
Is Lord Ernest at home?
I don't know, but I can see the light under his door.
Well, knock at his door then.
Come on. We're as good as Ernest, and we have the advantage of being alive.
Well, the door's open anyway. Lord Ernest, you at home? Well, sleeping sound if he is.
That's his bedroom, sir.
There's a light on under here, though. You stay there. What a stink of whiskey. Good God.
The inspector's a long time coming. I feel rather hurt.
Should you?
Well, I expect an apology in being such a nuisance suspecting me.
I'll be him now, shall I?
No. I will. Ah, remember, keep a straight face. Hello, Inspector. Do come in.
Thank you, sir.
You know your way, don't you?
Ah, thank you.
And of course, you know Mr. Manders.
Ah, Mr. Mathers.
Yes. Won't you sit down?
Thank you, sir. Well, I just came round to inform you, sir, that I've solved the jewel robbery, so I'll not be bothering anymore.
Oh, it's no bother, but how wonderful. How on earth did you manage it?
Well, you remember I told you that I got an anonymous telephone call saying the jewels were here?
Yes, I think you told me that.
I traced the call.
Oh, and you arrested the man?
No. No, I didn't never manage to do that, Mr. Raffles.
I'm sorry,
Just a case
Could I
of-
just ask you to move over there? Could I? Thank you so much, thank you. Funny?
No, you see, the man committed suicide, sir. No doubt a sign of regret for all the trouble he'd caused.
Good heavens. You have no suicidal tendencies yourself, Inspector?
No. Why?
I just wondered. Bunny, a few of those ornaments, I think, and then we can make a start on it.
Mr. Raffles, what are you doing?
We're simply trying to make you feel at home. You seem to prefer the place when it looks like that. Bunny, the books, make sure to get them all out of the shelves, as many as you possibly can. You know, he likes to see what's behind them. He likes to see what's behind them. Do you know, I think this is when he does most of his reading, when he comes out.